So guys, this video is just a follow-up of my previous videos which I've put out there. The only issue was that I really didn't get much time and I was planning to make this video especially for you guys. And today we are going to be talking about how to get a job at PWC and the questions which you need to keep in your mind to get a job in PWC. The purpose of the video is to give you a highlight and outline of the questions highly likely you would be faced with if you were to apply for PWC and the process. And I would suggest you that do subscribe to my channel because I'll be posting more videos. And secondly, I'm guessing at some point PWC or other companies might take down the video due to copyright. I think so. So I would say that you can download it, put it on your hard drive, it'll be more better. So let's get into it and let's talk about how to get a job at PWC. So PWC every year hires a lot of interns, right? And usually there are 4,000 to 5,000 interns which are being hired. And it's a very tedious and arduous journey which every candidate has to go through. So I've broken down this video into 5 different steps. So we'll be talking about the 5 different steps that you need to follow to get a job at PWC. The first step is that you have to go through a numerical reasoning test. So it's also called an aptitude test. Then there is a video interview which you respond to pre-screened questions. So after that, the candidates basically, they have to go and attend a full day session at the PWC campus where you conduct group activities and there'll be additional interviews which you have to go through. And from there, if you're selected, you would be having 2 one-on-one interviews with the senior managers. One of the persons would be a senior manager and the other one would be a PWC partner. And the final step of the process is an official offer from PWC. So this process is pretty much standardized, that it's always been carried out the same way in Europe. I'm not sure about other countries, but I'm guessing that more or less PWC and the other auditing firms or the accountancy firms or the consultancy firms, they do follow the same process. The first thing is, where do you apply from? What sort of university you went to? Because the university really counts and your application would be strengthened on the base of your university. If your university is less well known, it'll be a hard process to follow. Another key point to get a job at PWC is to meet the key standards of PWC. So there are 5 key attributes to a PWC professional. 1, you have a business acumen. 2, you have a global acumen. 3, you have technical capabilities. 4, you have relationship skills. And lastly, 5, you need to have leadership skills. So in theory, what do these 5 skills mean and how can you tailor them according to your experience? So what does business acumen mean? Business acumen actually means that what knowledge do you have of the business and how can you be a part of that organization and help that organization to succeed. It also includes the knowledge of the industry you're in, but obviously it's very hard when you're a candidate, so it's not really easy to have that width and breadth of knowledge in that industry. And I think it's very hard for a candidate or an individual who is just a student, who has just finished university, to know everything about financial services, but they have other measures through which they can test if you do carry some of the basic skills that you understand about the financial services. Second is global acumen, and what that means is it should reflect your knowledge of what is going around the world. And a great example could be the Brexit situation, or it could be the Bank of England. So it could be the Bank of England's interest rates, or it could be the global slowdown of the economy, or it could be the trade war between United States and China. As an individual, you have to read a lot of newspapers, especially the financial newspapers, where you can learn more about what's happening around the world. The third quality what PWC managers are looking for in an individual is the technical capabilities. It can be tricky because being a student, how would you be having technical capabilities? But you might be having that technical knowledge which you have picked up during your time at university and your studies. In this area, you could be having good knowledge on the accounting principles, if you're applying towards audit, or you could have more understanding about the tax reforms in Britain, or what have you learned about tax in your university? PWC always wants their candidates to be technical in whatever area they will be applying. I won't really worry too much if you are looking at entry-level work at PWC or an internship, but if you are applying for say a graduate role, then definitely you might want a little more knowledge on these specific areas. Make sure you understand the basics of whatever field you're going into, but you don't have to be an expert. The next part of PWC's important area and what they're looking for is relationship. What this means is that you need to be able to maintain and grow professional relationships. You need to have some stories how your professional contacts have grown and how has it benefited you in your professional life. Think of times you've used your professional network or your friends network to progress yourself in life in a professional manner. And you can also think of clubs you have joined, any voluntary work you've done. And not only clubs, it could be the work you've done inside university and outside university. It could be volunteering work. It could be the work in which you were already volunteering and then where you met professional individuals and how you networked with them. One of the last areas which I need to discuss is PWC's professional requirement is whole leadership. It includes the ability to lead others in the way PWC expects its professionals to work. This means that leading by an example and whatever the accountancy firm or PWC values. That could be showing a work-life balance, and PWC does talk a lot about work-life balance. You have to demonstrate in that whole leadership that is one of the areas which you are very much interested in. Most of the candidates who see the whole leadership word, they think that it's all about leadership and it's all about being a leader, but actually it's slightly different. You have to think of it as you can lead by example, but not exactly that you have a lot of followers or you are the boss over there in the company. So you have to balance your conversation in terms of whole leadership. So in order to show that you understand whole leadership is that you should have confidence in your communication. Communication skills are a key, and whole leadership mainly depends on your communication skills and your willingness to lead others. And at the interview stage, you need to demonstrate and you need to show that you have the leadership skills and you have the ability that you can lead others and the ability to delegate effectively those beneath you. Another thing what PWC is looking for in the candidates is their candidates to be digitally fit. And what that means is that you should be able to demonstrate your knowledge of technology, either that's artificial intelligence or that's an analytics software like Tableau or Alteryx. So you can Google up these softwares and you can learn more about them. And I would recommend that you can pick up a lot of information from PWC's website, and not only by knowing these different softwares, but to understand how the world is digitally connected and how can it affect each individual's day-to-day working and how would it affect PWC as a whole. So guys, this concludes my video for how to get a job at PWC, and I've broken the areas down very precisely. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, and if you have any questions, as usual, just leave it in the comment section below and I'll reply back to you. Thanks for watching guys, and bye for now.